come to the problem of terrorism, a worldwide problem. What should Pakistan do to tell the world that Islam does not equate with terrorism? Is being the largest Muslim nation in the world convincing enough?
You see, people should go by the track record. There are aberrations in every religion. When Hitler committed crimes against humanity by eliminating 6 million Jews in Europe, nobody said that Hitler was a Christian or the Christian killed the Jews. They said it was Nazis. When Amir Mir, a Jewish terrorist, killed Yitzhak Rabin, nobody said it is Jewish terrorism. When the IRA was killing Protestants in Northern Ireland, nobody said it is Catholic terrorism. When the Tamil Tigers were doing suicide bombings in Sri Lanka, nobody called it Hindu terrorism. So why is a religious label given to people who are extremists, who are fanatics, or who are terrorists, but who happen to be Muslims? So I don't think we have to prove anything to ourselves. Our track record is very clear. We don't have pogroms. We don't have elimination of minorities in Muslim countries. There are incidents in India, which is a secular democracy, against Muslims, massacres of Muslims. But nobody accuses them of ethnic cleansing. There was ethnic cleansing of Muslims in Bosnia just 10 years ago in Europe. So I think that let us get the perspective right. And the issue is terrorism. Terrorism has no religion. Terrorism is a universal threat of all mankind. Muslims, Christians, Hindus, Jews, everybody. That is how the problem has to be tackled head on.
Now, many people think that the root of all this problem involving Islam lies in Palestine, that if the Palestine issue was solved, that people would not look at Islam as a terrorist group or something. Do you agree with that?
Let me frame the question the other way around. Yes, Palestine is the root cause, but then the issue is not of terrorism, issue is of injustice and oppression of the Palestinians. And this is a defining issue in relations between the Western world and the Muslim world. So if this issue is resolved in accordance with the right of self-determination of the Palestinian people, then half of the causes of terrorism, of extremism, will go away. So it's important that this issue be resolved and the suffering come to an end.
This is what President Musharraf, when he visited Indonesia and Malaysia, spoke about different and new approaches to solving the problem there.
President Musharraf has been very clear and categorical in his commitment to promoting the cause of Palestine, because he, like most Muslims, is convinced that until and unless Palestine is resolved, the issues will not go away and the issues will become further. And I think his stand has been vindicated by events.
Should moderate Islamic states like Pakistan, Indonesia, and Malaysia band together for a special campaign to correct this negative image about Islam?
Absolutely. I think it's a battle of ideas. And this battle can only be fought collectively, jointly, by Muslim countries, most of whom have a shared worldview. And I think this is important that we reach out in that context. And whether we do it, the three of us, or we do it under the banner of the Islamic Conference, I think it will be a big service to the Islamic world.
Because the moderates are not speaking up. I mean, people only hear the jihadists, quote unquote.
That's true. Unfortunately, the voices that are more shrill, more loud, more harsh are the ones which resonate, not the other ones.
Still on Pakistan's foreign relations, what is the focus of Pakistan's relations with the rest of Asia, like Japan, China, and ASEAN, where I come from?
Well, let's start with China. We have a very close camaraderie with China, a strategic relationship, a special relationship that goes back to 1963. And it's a resilient relationship. And also with Japan, now we have a very good relationship. Japan is the highest donor of Pakistan. And both China and Japan are now observers of SAARC, the South Asian Association for Regional Cooperation. And with ASEAN, we are part of the ASEAN Forum now. We want to be in that. And the Indonesian government is supporting Pakistan. And we also have very long-standing ties with Indonesia from the days of President Sukarno. One of the famous places in Pakistan is called Sukarno Square, and he's highly respected because during the 1965 war with India, Indonesia gave us full support. And recently also, President Bang Bang Yudhoyono was in Pakistan. I had an honor of meeting him also as chairman of the Foreign Relations Committee, and he was very warm and open. And then recently, last year in August, I was in Kuala Lumpur for an extraordinary Islamic summit conference, and then we again met the president of Indonesia. So it's we have a good relationship. And Malaysia also, we have a very close relationship. So with most ASEAN countries, we have good relationship, and we want to strengthen those relationships.
How would you go about strengthening those relationships?
I would say that in 3 areas: economy, which includes trade and commerce; culture, because some of them are Muslim countries, but most of them are Asian countries. The values are very similar. And third, in the field of politics and diplomacy and security. So I think that because we have common threats, East Asia is facing a threat of terrorism also. So is our region. And we are all democracies also, barring Myanmar. So I think this is a common element that unite us.
Senator, you are a very busy man. Apart from your activities in the party, in parliament, you still have time to write columns. Do you have time to relax? How do you relax?
I relax by reading, listening to music on my iPod, old classics, and or watching movies.
What's your favorite book? What's your favorite topic to read?
Current history. And these days, I'm reading the memoirs of a famous actor, Sidney Poitier, The Measure of a Man. I just got it from London, so I'm reading that. So I like biography and current history. There's some good books which have just come out on the Iraq War, which I'm reading. How US went into war also.
Physical exercise?
Yes, I go to the gym every day.
Wow.
And I like horse riding. Yes, and gym, and I take a sauna. So I relax, and I have a good night's sleep because I don't take pressure. And my philosophy is, remember the famous Doris Day song, Ke Sara Sara? So whatever will be, will be. So you do your thing, try to do it well, and leave the rest to the Almighty. He'll look after you.
On that note, Senator Hussain, thank you very much for being with us.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure talking to you.